So for this question, we're given a function and asked to evaluate some things about it. So first off, we want to find g of 3, given g of x is negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 7. How do we find g of 3? We're going to plug 3 in wherever you see x. So I'm going to get negative 5 times 3 squared plus 2 times 3 minus 7. I like to plug it in parentheses. So g of 3 is negative 5. 3 squared is 9. Plus 2 times 3 minus 7. Negative 5 times 9 is negative 45. Plus 2 times 3 is 6 minus 7. So we get g of 3 is negative 45. Plus 6 minus 7 gives me negative 46. The next question that we need is g of negative 2. So again, we're starting with g of x. Negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 7. And we want to get g of negative 2. So we're going to plug negative 2 in parentheses wherever I see an x. So I get negative 5 times negative 2 squared plus 2 times negative 2 minus 7. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Negative 5 times 4 plus 2 times negative 2 minus 7. Be careful with the minus signs. Negative 5 times 4 is negative 20. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Minus 7. So negative 20 minus 4 minus 7 gives me negative 31 for g of 2. The next question it's asking for is g of c plus 1. So let's talk about that process. We're going to plug in c plus 1 wherever we see an x. So we are currently at g of x is negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 7. What is g of c plus 1? Negative 5 times c plus 1 squared plus 2 times c plus 1 minus 7. Let me show you that. So again, wherever I had an x, I replaced x with c plus 1 in parentheses. Negative 5x squared becomes negative 5c plus 1 in parentheses squared. 2x becomes 2 times parentheses c plus 1 minus 7. So the first thing I need to do is c plus 1 squared. I like to remember that, of course, means c plus 1 times c plus 1. And I like to actually create a square when I square binomials. C plus 1 times c plus 1. C times c is c squared. 1 times c is 1c. 1 times c is 1c. 1 times 1 is 1. Add them all up and I get c squared plus 2c plus 1. So what we get here is g of c plus 1 is negative 5. What we just did for c plus 1 squared is c squared plus 2c plus 1 plus 2 times c plus 1 minus 7. Now we want to distribute. Negative 5 times c squared is negative 5c squared plus negative 5 times 2c is negative 10c plus negative 5 times 1 is negative 5 plus 2 times c is 2c plus 2 times 1 is 2 minus 7. G of c plus 1 is negative 5c squared. Now let's look for like terms. We have negative 10c here and positive 2c there, which would give me negative 8c. And then we finish up with negative 5 and negative 7 and give me negative 12. Plus 2 would give me negative 10. So plus negative 10 or minus 10 should give me g of c plus 1. And I believe I have one last question here. I'm going to do g of x plus h minus g of x over h. This is called the difference quotient. This is very important for us in calculus. So let's go ahead and do that computation. So g of x, negative 5x squared plus 2x plus 7. I want g of x plus h minus g of x, all divided by h. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to plug x plus h in for x. I'm going to do g of x plus h first. What is g of x plus h? It's negative 5 times replace x with x plus h. X plus h squared plus 2 times x plus h plus 7. That is g of x plus h. I'm going to hold off on the other things a bit. So g of x plus h is negative 5 times what is x plus h squared. So just like I did on the previous portion, I'm going to go ahead and draw a square and see what is x plus h squared. So we have x plus h here, we have x plus h there, x squared, hx. Here, hx. Here, hh is h squared. So notice I get x squared plus hx, 2hx. X squared plus 2hx plus h squared is what this becomes. Then I have plus 2 times x plus h plus 7, and we're going to now distribute. So negative 5 times x squared is negative 5x squared plus negative 5 times 2hx is negative 10hx plus negative 5 times h squared is negative 5h squared plus 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times h is 2h plus 7. So all of that is g of x plus h. Now, come back and look at this. I need g of x plus h minus g of x. So what I'm going to do is underneath, I'm going to write g of x, and I'm going to subtract these. So g of x, you'll notice, is negative 5x squared plus 2x plus 7. So that when I subtract, you'll notice we get some cancellation. G of x plus h minus g of x. What subtracts out? Well, negative 5x squared minus negative 5x squared would give me 0. 2x minus 2x would give me 0. 7 minus 7 would give me 0. What I am left with then is negative 10hx plus negative, I'll change that to minus 5h squared plus 2h. And I want to take all of that divided by h. So my next line will be g of x plus h minus g of x divided by h. So what do I get? I get negative 10hx minus 5h squared plus 2h divided by h. Now what? Well, you can recognize that we can factor an h out of the top. If I factor an h out of the top, what am I left with? Well, what do we get? Factoring the h out of the top, we get h times negative 10x minus 5h plus 2. Let's see how that works, right? H times negative 10x, negative 10hx, h times negative 5h, negative 5h squared, h times 2, 2h, all divided by h. And then you can see over there, you can see that the h's divide out nicely. This h and this h go away. And then the result is what? Negative 10x minus 5h plus 2. And that, my friends, is the final answer to that.